baking mum from Mummy Made It. Today I'm going to be cooking with you an exclusive recipe from my Healthy Christmas ebook, Mummy Made It a Healthy Christmas, which features over 70 festive dessert and treat recipes, all of which are gluten-free, dairy-free, refined sugar-free and paleo-friendly. And there's lots of nut-free, egg-free and vegan recipes in there too. You can find this ebook exclusively on the Mummy Made It website, so just head to www.mummymade.it to get your instant copy now for just $12.99. So today we're going to be cooking my my super allergy friendly gingerbread cookies. Now this recipe is exclusive to the ebook and to this video. You won't find this recipe on my website, so you'll need to watch this video to get the recipe, or better yet, head to the website and buy your own copy of the book. I love this recipe and I love developing this recipe because it suits 99.9% of the population. It is a gluten-free recipe, it is dairy-free, it is also egg and nut-free, and it's even vegan-friendly. So these cookies are perfect to take to a kindergarten or to a school breakup. They're perfect to take to a get-together when you know someone's got allergies but not quite sure what. And they taste like a real gingerbread cookie. So these are the perfect cookie to make when you're not sure what to make. And really, so simple and fun to do with the kids as well. So I've got my ebook here ready on my iPad, and I'm going to be cooking from the ebook. Now, one of the great reasons to cook from an ebook is because the books don't get dirty. You can't lose them, they're just there, and it's really easy to navigate and find your pages. Right, the first thing we need to do when we're cooking and making our cookies is to get our wet ingredients into a blender. Now I'm going to be using my blender today, but if you don't have one, you could just use a bowl and a spoon to stir them. So we're going to start with a quarter of a cup of coconut oil and a quarter of a cup of sweetener. So we're adding our quarter of a cup of coconut oil. Now it's hot in Australia at summertime, so my coconut oil is quite liquid. If you live on the other side of the world, you might find that your coconut oil is quite solid. Just scoop it up and pop it in. There's no need to melt it first. The next thing we need to do is add our liquid sweetener. Now, traditionally a gingerbread cookie will be made from golden syrup or molasses. Now I'm going to use golden syrup today, but golden syrup can be quite sweet, and if you're not used to it, you might choose to use maple syrup or rice malt syrup instead, and you'll still get that gingerbread flavour because we're going to be adding ginger, the spiced ginger, to our recipe as well. Sometimes I like to do a little bit of a combo. I might do, it's a quarter of a cup that we're using, and I might do a little bit of golden syrup, and a little bit of maple syrup or rice malt syrup, just to bring that sweetness down. Because I don't eat a lot of processed sugar, I'm not really used to overly sweet foods, and this might be the same in your case as well. Quarter of a cup of our sweetener, in it goes. And then our last liquid ingredient is our vanilla extract, and we're adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now there's no need to blend that up first, we're just going to pump all our ingredients into the blender. If you are doing this by hand though, perhaps stir it up first to make sure all your liquid ingredients are together, whether that be with a whisk or a large wooden spoon, and then add your dry ingredients to the bowl. Now for our dry ingredients, we're adding 2 types of flour to create our gluten-free flour blend today, and that is arrowroot and coconut flour. So first of all, we're going to add half a cup plus 1 tablespoon of arrowroot. Arrowroot can also be called tapioca flour, depending on where you live, and 1 tablespoon. Now the next ingredient we're going to add is coconut flour. We need to add 1/3 of a cup of coconut flour plus 1 teaspoon. Now coconut flour is not a flour that you can substitute with any other gluten-free or non-gluten-free flour. It is very unique as it's very absorbent. So don't go changing this recipe and trying to sub in an almond meal perhaps for your coconut flour. It simply won't work. Now just referring back to our ebook here and making sure, yeah, we're right on track for our recipe. The next ingredient we need to add is a 1/4 teaspoon of bicarb. Now bicarb soda can also be called baking soda, depending on again what country you come from. So give me a 1/4 cup of that, a 1/4 teaspoon. And lastly, we're going to be adding a dash of salt. probably too much of a dash, wasn't it? Now, to really give these gingerbread cookies the gingerbread taste, we're going to be adding ground ginger. Now, this isn't the minced ginger that you often use in Chinese food recipes. This is the ground ginger that you get in your seasoning aisle. And we'll spice up. And we need to add 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of ginger. So we're going to start by adding 1 teaspoon. And then we're actually going to blend up our mix and we're going to taste it. And we're going to see if it's gingery enough. If it isn't, add that extra 1/2 teaspoon. If it's perfect, then we're done. So we're putting the lid on our blender and just giving it a whirl. We can stop and just scrape around the edges of our blender just to make sure everything's nice and incorporated into our cookie dough. And then we're going to put that blender on. I'll put it on again. So that's definitely got a good gingerbread flavour there for me. So 1 teaspoon was enough of a gingerbread flavour for me. I'm just getting the rest of that flour off the top. So do make sure that you do check your blender and make sure you get all that flour in. The way that coconut flour works, you really need to make sure all of it is absorbed into your mixture. Otherwise it will end up too runny. Lastly, whirl up. Okay, that gingerbread crisp is right to go. So what we can do is we can take our mixture and we're going to pop it on a piece of plastic. We're going to pop it on a piece of plastic and we're going to actually let it sit at room temperature for 30 minutes. This is going to make it much easier to roll and it's going to make it much easier to cut out gingerbread men shape out with. So pop your dough on the plastic and then we'll come back in 30 minutes and we'll roll it out. Okay, so that's been half an hour now and we need to roll out our tasty gingerbread dough and make some gingerbread cookies. So the best way I find to roll out gingerbread dough is actually between 2 layers of greased baking paper. That way we're not going to get cookie dough stuck to the rolling pin and we're not going to waste cookie dough and have to throw it away because that would be a travesty. So I've greased my 2 pieces of paper, I'm putting them on top of my dough. Now just a little warning, if you are living in a warm temperature like I am today where it's hot and muggy and humid outside, it might pay to put your dough in the fridge rather than keeping it at room temperature on the bench. That normally works okay, but as you saw with my coconut oil before, it was runny. So when I was leaving my dough on the bench, it just wasn't firming up enough. If you're finding that's the case, that your cookies are just going to be too crumbly, pop the dough in the fridge for about 10 or 15 minutes and then get it back out and try again. So we're rolling out our cookie dough just between our 2 pieces of paper and we're rolling it out to a not thin and not thick consistency. I know that sounds like I'm hedging my bets both ways, but you don't want the dough too thin, you don't want it to be see-through, and you don't want it too thick that the cookies will never cook. And we should get roughly about 14 cookies depending on the size of your gingerbread men. We're just going to take that top piece of baking paper that we used and we're going to pop it down on our tray so it's all ready for us to put our cookies onto. I'm taking just a normal size gingerbread man. You can use whatever sort of cutter you like. I also have a Christmas tree cutter here that you could use. Sometimes I like to use Play-Doh cutters because they make a smaller shape and it means there's more cookies to go around. Or you could try Ninja Gingerbread Men. Ninja Gingerbread Men are pretty awesome. So we're starting with our cutter. We've greased it just a little bit and we're just going to cut out our gingerbread men. As many as we can on our piece of dough. Our helper plays with the Christmas tree in the background. And lift up our gingerbread men straight onto our tray. You can have somewhere to cook, Lucy. Perfect. So we're going to repeat that process with all our dough. We're going to cut the gingerbread men out, pop them on the tray. Once with the leftover scraps, make them into a ball, roll them out, roll the dough out again, and cut as many gingerbread men as you can out of the dough and pop them on your tray. You can pop the cookies pretty close together, they're not going to spread very far. We're only adding a tiny amount of bicarb and they're not in the oven for very long either. So don't worry about using 5 different trays. You could probably get away with using just only 2 trays. Once you've cut out all your gingerbread men, all your Christmas trees, make sure you pop them in the preheated oven at 180 degrees for roughly 7 to 10 minutes. Now that will change depending on your size. With this size cookie, we're going to be looking at about 8 to 10, probably about 8 minutes, 8 to 9 minutes. With a larger size gingerbread man, you might be looking at 10 minutes. And with a small one that you might find in a Play-Doh cutter, which you've washed of course and got rid of the Play-Doh, you might be looking at, say, 7 to 8 minutes. Just make sure you check the cookies. Check the underside of the cookies to make sure that they've started to firm up a little. But be aware the cookies will become firmer once they've cooled after sitting on the bench for a few minutes. So you try not to overcook them. You're better off to slightly undercook them than not overcook them too much, because once they've cooled down, they'll become stiff as a board and you'll break your teeth trying to eat them. And that's, again, a waste of good cookie dough. So just cut up all your gingerbread men, pop them on the tray, and then pop them in the oven, and we'll come back and see what we've got. Okay, so our cookies are done. Let's get them out. Look at that. A fresh baked tray of gingerbread cookies. Yum. So remember, this is an exclusive recipe to this video, but also to the Mummy Made It Healthy Christmas ebook. The Healthy Christmas ebook is full of over 70 healthier festive desserts and treats. So we've got gluten-free recipes, dairy-free recipes, refined sugar-free recipes, and paleo-friendly recipes. There's loads of vegan-friendly and egg-free treats as well. And we've got something for everybody. Through whether you want a Christmas pudding or you just want some snacks like a donut or some Rocky Road, we've got something for everybody. For your teacher, for your neighbour, for your Christmas table. And remember, the whole idea about Christmas is about family, it's about everybody, and this recipe book will help you with that. Because everybody likes to feel included, everybody wants to eat cake, and this recipe book will help you with that. So remember, head to Mummy Made It, www.mummymade.it, to download your instant copy of the Mummy Made It Healthy Christmas ebook for only $12.99. And just for today, just for watching this video and making these great cookies with me, I will give you a free copy of the Healthy Easter Cookbook as well. So that means the 2 cookbooks together, you'll be covered for the rest of the year for all your festive treats and desserts, and you'll get over 100 recipes for the same price as you'd get the Christmas ebook. That's $12.99. So be sure just to write in the code box, free Easter book, and I'll make sure that you get that ASAP. So please head to the website, buy the ebook, and start baking, and do share your baking creations with me. My name's Lisa, I'm the healthy baking mum from Mummy Made It, and I wish you a very happy Christmas. Thank you.